What up with it, nieces and nephews? Uncle Chance coming back at you again with another workout of the week. Today I'm at the gym that I work at, so I will be using equipment. But the thing is, you don't have to. Today what we're gonna do, we'll be standing up. You won't even need a mat. We'll get to that though. The workout is gonna involve some balance, some core work, and some coordination. And it's more of a high intensity thing than what it is strength. Of course, a little bit of strength is involved, but this is more of a high intensity thing to throw into your workouts, whether it be in between sets, at the end of your workout, for fun, just whatever. So what I would recommend is you find something that has a good handle on it, something like a milk jug, a tea jug, maybe like a bag that is relatively sturdy. But for the purpose of this video, and if you have one, I have a kettlebell. This one's pretty light. I would recommend that you start off light and then just test the waters. It's called kettlebell around the body. So I bet you can imagine what that involves. It's going to be spinning this kettlebell from hand to hand around your waist, but there are some tricks to it. Now, in the beginning, when it's lighter, it's not going to feel like a whole lot. As you move up, the centripetal force of this weight throws you off and you'll begin to move with it, and the objective is to not do that. So you're going to need to brace your core. Think that someone's trying to push you from one side or the other, and that's not going to happen. Brace the core like how you would a plank, a hollow hold, any core exercise. Feet need to start out just about hip width. And the idea is, again, to pass it around for, let's say, 30 seconds to start with, as quickly as you feel good with, and so long as you don't drop the weight. If this lands on your foot, the heavier it gets, obviously the worse it feels. It never feels great. Now, a couple of ways to make this harder. For instance, if you're using a milk jug, start half full. As it gets harder, or as it gets easier, make it harder by filling it up more or putting different things in your container, whatever it may be. So, short, go up on weight. 2 would be, instead of having your feet as wide apart, it would be to bring them together. Eventually, once you're able to get your feet right next to each other and you're comfortable with the weight and you're not moving around very much with it, if at all, another way to challenge your balance harder would be to go to tandem stance, which is like a sobriety test, heel to toe. Same thing. This does make it harder. It's not easy to do. Try to walk a line like this. It's not hard. So imagine what it's like with the weight, and don't even imagine it. Just give it a shot. If right on heel to toe is too hard, widen the stance a little bit and still line your heel up to your toe. Those are things that you could do that involve no equipment, just to make it harder. Now, if you want to get some equipment involved, if you have a pillow, I have a cushion. So let's say you have a pillow. The same thing would apply. Start with whatever weight you're going for. Stand on the pillow with both feet about hip width, and same progression. Start hip width, get closer, go heel to toe, and eventually, when it's on the floor, cushion, whatever, go to 1 foot, and it's the same thing. 1 foot is truly difficult because you have no weight supporting you. You have to brace. Just me doing it, you want to lean. You've got to brace. So those are some ways to make it harder with hardly the use of any equipment. If you have like shoulder issues, in terms of if it hurts to move your shoulder, like if you were to swim or just move it certain directions, I may not recommend this, just because it's not worth hurting your shoulder further to get some balance and core worked on whenever you're those other things that are safer to do. However, like I said earlier, this isn't so much strength, this is more of a hit thing. In order to make it again harder, as long as you stay safe, spin it quicker. So long as you're not moving a whole bunch with the weight, you're doing it right. The bracing and all of that will help. And again, that's going to work on the core, which is the point. One more thing on top of that, in order to make, as you make it harder, to make it work, not necessarily make it easier, but to make it work for you, would be to incorporate short foot, which is the idea of squeezing your toes together and getting your arches up and grabbing the floor with your feet. That's something that helps with balance a lot because you are literally grabbing the floor. Anyways, that's about it. Not too much of a complicated workout. I think it's fun. It's good to play with the time, the weight, the stance, all sorts of things. It's just something to throw in there, as is everything, but it's not something to go too crazy with. Something to get your heart rate up, end on a high note, or to keep yourself going in between strength sets. As always, I hope this video finds you well. Subscribe, like, comment, message, all that. Stay safe, and until next time, Uncle Chance is out of here. Peace.